Drupal event platform has been created to make it easy for event organizers to quickly install a Drupal website with features that are commonly needed, particularly for accepting session submissions, scheduling the accepted submissions, and then displaying them in an easy-to-use online schedule display. Let's take a look at the process of installing these features on a fresh copy of Drupal 10.1. What you can see here is that fresh copy of Drupal 10.1. The only modules that I've installed are for Devel to generate our sessions, and I've also installed the GinAdmin theme just to make it look a little prettier. So let's go ahead and install our Drupal event platform. What we're going to do is actually install this event platform Olivero module, which will not only install all of the other submodules, but it will also place the blocks in their intended positions within the Olivero theme. So if we go ahead and install that, it's going to let us know all of the different modules that will be installed as part of this process. Now that that's done, we can go back to our home page. And we can see that there are some blocks that have been placed on the homepage here. So we've got options to add a featured speaker or a sponsor. Let's go ahead and follow the prompt to provide our event info. So I'm going to put in some fictitious event information. We'll give it a start date and an end date. So let's just say July 26th to 29th. Probably going to be something like submit a session. And we'll give it some text, just some dummy text for now. Go ahead and save that. And now on the home page, we can see where it's really placed all of that different information. So we've got the name of our camp, the dates, and the location, as well as the description, all at the top of the home page. And then if we scroll to the bottom, we can see it's automatically populating the camp name and year as part of the copyright block at the bottom. Again, all of these are things that as a site organizer, you have the flexibility to update and change to whatever your requirements are, but just trying to give you some of these capabilities out of the box. Let's go ahead now and generate some sessions so that we can really see some of the session handling capabilities in action. All right, we've generated 20 different speaker users using Devel and actually generated 30 different sessions for those users. And I've also gone through and just sort of shortened up the main navigation here a little bit so that it would display a little nicer than what we did on the fresh install. Obviously, you're going to want to tweak this for your individual camp, and you may be using a custom theme as well. But just wanted to sort of quickly cover some of the things that were covered as part of that sort of content generation process. So now that we've got sessions, we can actually go into our list of sessions. We have the ability to sort of do, simple text searches, filter it down by audience or category. And these are all sort of created by default, but you'll probably want to customize these for the specifics of your individual camp. It's going to display a set of these by default out of the box. It is going to order these randomly so that each time you come in, you're going to sort of see a different set of sessions, but you may want to change that again to be alphabetical, show the newest first. Completely up to you and what you think makes the most sense. Obviously, once you have gone through and sort of, accepted some sessions and rejected others, you may want to change this view to only show accepted sessions and then update the title accordingly. But again, all of those are things that you'll want to customize for your individual camp. That being said, let's look at the process of going through now and actually scheduling our accepted sessions. So if we go up to our event details menu, we can see that we have this session schedule option. When we go in here, it's got the list of all of the accepted sessions that we have. but it's also telling us that we don't have any time slots created yet. So by default, it's going to create 3 different rooms. Again, you're going to want to customize those. But there's also this tool to generate the time slots. So you can have the start and end date. By default, it's going to use the dates of the camp, but maybe the last day we want to set as a contribution day. So we just want for the first 3 days. Obviously, the start times, you're going to want to customize by sort of whatever makes sense for your camp. Same thing with the durations per time slot. But for the sake of this demo, we're just going to go ahead and use those defaults. So now that it has gone through, it's created all of the time slots based on those parameters. We now go back to our session schedule. We can see that we have all of those different time slots. We've got the rooms. Again, these are the defaults, but you'll want to customize that list. And now it's a simple drag and drop process to assign the different sessions to different kind of rooms and time slots. But what we just saw there is that if the same user has created 2 different sessions, it's actually not going to let you schedule those in the same time slot, and it's going to highlight in red exactly which session has that conflict. So let's just add a couple more into that first time slot and point out here. Now you can see that one of those has sort of got a red border around it. The text is in red to sort of, again, draw attention to which of those, the sessions in that time slot actually has the conflict. But we can go through here and continue to populate those out. I'll point out as well that we also have filters that we can use. So if you wanted to, as an example, maybe use one room to cater to a specific audience, you could do something like, say, maybe only show me the beginner sessions. And now maybe we want to always try and have those, some things around just so we can try and have maybe all of our beginner sessions in room A, and so on. Great. So you can see it was a fairly simple process to sort of drag and drop and schedule all of those. You have options in terms of being able to filter those if you want to sort of, either group together things by theme, within rooms or on certain days. Lots of flexibility there in terms of giving you feedback as you schedule. So that being done, let's go back to the front end of the website and actually look at the schedule that has been created. So you can see it's got tabs for each of the 3 days. It's grouping together within the time slot each of these different sessions. Obviously, the specifics in terms of exactly what information you want listed here, very easy to configure. These are actually using teasers. So configure that view mode for your session content type, and very easy to sort of customize. Let's go into one of these to sort of show you a little bit in terms of how it displays. So we've got the title and then the full description. For each of the users, it's going to have their profile picture and then their username linking to their bio page. But obviously, if you'd prefer to actually show some kind of a instead of linking off to their bio, you could maybe show that inline here. Very, again, simple to configure in terms of how that's going to display. This is, again, using just a view mode. So very simple for a site builder to configure. But that's really sort of what you get out of the box. There are also features for, as we've seen, featured speakers, sponsors. You can have job listings. All of that, again, you get out of the box with the event platform, and might be something we could cover in a future demo video.